Hey, good evening. I hope everything is nice where you're at. It's been super hot and humid almost our entire summer so far here. And so I opted to take a shower before I jumped on this live. Um, just to get cleaned up. So where is everyone else from? Why don't you comment and let me know where you're from and how your summer's going, or I suppose if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're probably experiencing winter and wishing you had some summer like us right now. But so hello, and now I can see some people jumping on. So I am going to go ahead and get started so that everybody who's jumped on right away doesn't have to wait. What I wanted to talk about was this idea of what is the magic of you, and this applies to you regardless of if you are running your own business, if you're working for someone, or if you're like a stay-at-home mom, or even just a stay-at-home wife, dad, husband, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Like, there's something unique you bring to the table, whether you actually exchange money for it or you exchange some other form of energy for it, okay? And I think, but one of the reasons this has come up for me is it comes up a lot when you are starting a business, trying to figure out what makes your business unique, what makes your service unique. And it can be really freaking frustrating when you're sitting there working with maybe someone who's going to help you with your marketing, or maybe just a business coach or somebody like that, and they're asking you, okay, so what's unique about you? And you're like, well, I'm a health coach. And they're like, okay, so there's thousands of health coaches. What's unique about you? Well, I teach the keto diet. Okay, so there's thousands of other health coaches that teach the keto diet. Well, but it was after I had my second baby and I had gestational diabetes and I used the keto diet you get the point. And like every time they're like, yeah, so what? There's a whole bunch of you out there. And then it can start to feel like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm not unique. And then you can start to question your worth. You can start to question whether you're maybe in the right niche. Like, you can start going inward with this when you have trouble figuring it out. And what I want to be here to tell you is that the thing that makes you magical, the thing that is your uniqueness that you bring to it, is going to be something that seems simple to you. But what it's going to seem like to the person receiving your service or product or whatever, it's going to seem like so magical to them. It's going to seem so helpful, mind-blowing, whatever, those sort of things, because it's just going to be like so outside of their zone of genius that they're just so grateful it's in your zone of genius and they didn't even have to ask for it, right? Because it's yours. So you automatically know. So let's think of a couple of things. Let's bring it into an example. Okay, so let's say you're running a pizza business. Your uniqueness is not your pizza recipe, or that you sell taco pizza when nobody else around you sells taco pizza. It's not going to be any of that. It could be part of your atmosphere, but it's going to be the way you're interacting, likely. So maybe you bring to it like a real sense of hospitality. And so you're walking around and you're doing really special things for the clients who are coming in and eating at your restaurant that they're not getting anywhere else. What that's going to do is it's going to take someone who could be even serving mediocre pizza, but the people are going to continue to come back to that place because they want that experience, right? So maybe you have a sense of humor you're bringing to something. Maybe you have a sense of optimism, or maybe you're able to, like me, intuitively figure out what people need, what they're struggling to bring into their own awareness, right? You have something unique you can bring to the table. Oh, I'm sorry, I kicked my tripod there. And that's what you need to sit down and look at. And so a couple of ways you can do this is, for me, just asking the question out to the universe is good enough. It's already in my conscious awareness and I just trust that it's going to come in. So I'll just ask something, like kind of prayerfully, just asking, what is my magic? What am I bringing to the table? What is it that I do that my clients are just like in awe of that I'm not recognizing the gift of it yet. And then I'll just kind of go about my day. I'll do whatever I want to do that makes me happy, makes me feel good, whatever I need to do. And eventually I'm going to have this aha moment and it's just going to float into my mind. So that works for me. If you are more of a person that needs to like journal it out, like you could just ask yourself those questions instead of saying it out loud prayerfully. You could write those questions out and then just kind of see what comes to you. You could also ask the people around you, what is it that you love so much about interacting with me? What is it that you can't believe I can do that you can't do, or that I can do that you wish you could do? Those sort of things, because those things are the magic that's you. And if you're really struggling with this, or you just really want to figure it out right away, I do offer a month-long package where we can dive into this together. We'll do a session together, we can dive into it. I can even look at your human design if you want to go over that, and we can look at what's unique to you within your human design. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say human design, you can go to jovianarchive.com and pull up your own human design, and it's going to give you everything. You might not be able to decipher everything on there, right? Because I've spent some time studying it and learning what everything on that map means, but it'll give you an idea, and you can go from there. You can either, you can get more information on their website, or you can reach out to me, of course, because I help my clients with this. But it's Jovian Archive, so it's JOVIAN Archive, ARCHIVE.com. And it'll ask you to enter like your name, your birth date, your time of birth, and the place. The name is just for your reference as you're doing it. The important thing is that you get the right birth date in there and the right birth time. The reason you're putting the birthplace in there is because it's gonna figure out what time zone you're in, okay? So if for any chance you go to do that and you're like, oh, I was born in this tiny town, and it keeps rejecting it, saying we're not familiar with that town, just think of a big city that's in the same time zone as you. And then that'll work for you. So, and you can come to me with that information and I can help you with that. I see that some people are still joining. I'm going to keep this video short. So, you can go back and rewatch it from the beginning. I'll just make sure that it gets posted. Just know that you can totally figure out what is unique about you and what's the magic that you bring. And also know that, if you happen to be one of the people that's going to choose to go out and talk to other people, like maybe ask your mom, maybe ask your best friend, maybe ask some previous clients, those sort of things, write it down and sit with it. Like, don't be surprised if some things come back to you and you're like resistant to it, right? You're like, oh no, that's not enough. Or, oh no, that's not really me. Or that was just a one-time thing, or whatever. Like, you'll notice like the resistance comes up. That's fine. Like, allow the resistance to be there as long as you want to. Just know that, just write it down, because you're going to start seeing a pattern, and the more you hear it and the more you allow yourself to just process it, it's going to become truer for you, and you're going to realize the magic of it and not have to not resist it anymore. Okay? Does anyone have any questions before I jump off? I guess I should say I mentioned that month-long package. If you're interested in doing that, reach out to me. It is normally $750 for the month. For this week only, I am running a special. So the special is 50% off because of the 4th of July. So you can get into that package for $375 if you're a quick decision maker. Okay? So let me know if I can help you in any way. And definitely, I keep saying, definitely comment below if you have any questions, okay? Talk to you soon.